Now we got the old CJ-5 in the van, and I do have a jack stand underneath it, and the jack still has tension on it. And the only thing I've done so far is I took the tire off. So we're gonna kind of head into here a little bit. Well, that came off easy. Nice shape. 20,000 miles on them. They look pretty good. So, Jesus. Maybe I better get into this a little more than I thought here. I'd say the bearings ain't that good. Anyway, I've got some, right here they are. We'll work our way back in, see what these bearings look like. That appears to be the dandy right there. Nice thing about a Jeep, you can put all your parts up on the fender. Whoop. Bring it back in a few and get them all out. Yeah, we got a different set in here. We'll see if we can't get in there this time. Of course, I might have to turn the damn camera off so I can get in there with both hands too. There we go. Put that up there in the fender. Wash that fender with some gasoline when I get done. There, now I think we can pull the rest of the hub off, I believe. So that's a 9/16. We'll grab that here real quick. See how hard this breaks loose. We'll probably have to go get a big bar, get rid of that extension so I don't roll off the head. Yeah, these are going to come right off. I'll bring you back when I got them all. Okay, got all the bolts out. And that, once you take that snap ring off, will allow it to slide right off. Got to make sure you get that snap ring off. So now, what I need is socket, which I do have one for that. So I'll be right back. Well, I went down and got my socket, and that is much easier than the other way, which a lot of people use a chisel. I'll give you a little hint though. If you do not have a chisel, this out here, of course, moves. If you can find a screwdriver about the right amount, and you come on in here, I mean, I can rotate that, especially if I twist towards it a little bit. You know, I can tighten that right up, just like that. And to bring it off, you do it just the opposite. You just bite it right in, and it'll open up. I've done a lot of them that way, but I'll tell you right now, I prefer having the right tools. When I bought this Jeep, I didn't happen to have one of these, but I went to the local part store, and I don't even remember what size it is. It says right there, those CJ-5 on it. because I stamped it on it. And yeah, makes life so much easier if you get the right stuff. And it wasn't that much money, as I recall. Like, I don't know, $14, $15 for that, which I didn't think was bad. Beats the hell out of trying to make one. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, is that thing gonna come out or not? Guess I'm gonna need 2 screwdrivers. Yep. Come on. Ever so gently. And then the other nut is in behind that one. The whole deal is you can't jam up a nut against another nut and hold it in place unless you got a washer with a tang on it. That nut must have a burr on it because it don't want to go in my socket good. If I can find one on it before I put it back together, I'll take care of that. Now comes the big reveal here. See just how bad these friggin' bearings are. Jesus, that don't look bad at all. Looks like brand new. Isn't it funny? That feels so grabby, but all that stuff looks like brand new in there. I think they're brand new races anyway. If I can get this off here without messing the camera up. But yeah, trying to get it so I can see what I'm looking at. There we go. Yeah, that's a good bearing race. So I think it just needs to be cleaned. That takes a load off my mind. I thought they were going to be shit the way they fell. So anyway, the next thing we got to do is undo this backing plate, because we're after this axle right here. It has bad universals in it, and this is what we're actually down here trying to do. So I'm gonna they're gonna come right off all right. Now when I rebuilt this Jeep back about 5-6 years ago, I did all the hubs, but I never did take the spindles off. So this is the first time the spindles have been off since I've owned it. I guarantee it's not the first time they've been off. I mean, anybody out there that's had these old 4-wheel drives know. Wow. I guess I need a bigger tool. I'll be back. Well, I got the right tool, a little longer ratchet. You know, I got the old regular brake drums on this. A lot of guys, they change them over to disc brakes and whatnot. They always say these brakes aren't adequate, but me and my wife have had a couple deer run out in front of us to where I really push on the brakes and I can drag these tires. So, you know, if you can drag a tire, you can drag a tire. I mean, that's all you can ask of it. So I guess the main thing is, people that say them things don't have good brakes, is the fact that you do have to push hard on them. I will agree to that. Especially if you're on a hill and you're at a stop sign, your leg will get tired if the light's very long. But if everything's in good shape, brakes are dry, these things work as intended. They don't work any better than intended. You know, they'll, like I say, if you get in a panic, they'll drag the tires. But, you know, you hope you don't have to get into them spots. So anyway, we're, I don't know if that spindle will come out by that cylinder or not. No. But that might, I guess I'll go get a hammer and we'll do a little bit of massaging on the back of this gently. See what we can knock loose. We've got all the nuts off in it. And we'll see how it comes off. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. That's coming loose good. Now, just so you know, the book says you have to take that brake line off. We just proved otherwise. So we'll set that right there so we don't stress that line. And now, we've got to get this here off. Which, I brought the rubber mallet. We'll see how hard it is. That might be real tight. Might not be. Whoop. Let's not stress that too much. There we go. It is coming loose. There we go. Yeah. She's moving. So now that it's moving a little bit, every time we move it, we put something in a little bigger at the other side. And that'll just walk its way right out. Hopefully. Well, maybe we gotta go over here. Oh. There we go. Okay. So that inside bearing looks excellent. There is a small needle bearing in here. You want to make darn sure that that's in there. My father had a 1970 Chevy and he bought it. It was used. It was like 2 years old and it had been used as a plow truck, and somebody had trouble with the axles. They took these bearings out and they forgot to put them back in. And me and my father, we didn't have a manual. This was back when I was about, Jesus, I would have been not very old. It was a 70 truck and he got it in about 73. He started having axle trouble in like 74. I would have been like 13, but I can remember it real plain. And he kept staving up the hubs out here and everything. And couldn't figure why he kept losing all the hubs. Finally, he took everything in, I think it was to the dealer. He said, "This is what I got," and the axle was all right. But the guy says, "Where are your bearings?" My father says, "Well, there ain't none." And the guy says, "Well, it's supposed to be. We put a set of bearings in there, never had another problem." So, but this right here is what we're after. Me and the wife the other day, we were coming back from somewhere and it started chirping. And then when I got home, I went and put it in four-wheel drive because I had the rear axle out of it and it was popping and snapping. And I says, uh-huh. So anyway, we're going to migrate downstairs after I clean my hands. Well, we finally got this front axle down, and this right there is a lock, and there's one on each one of these caps. The first order of business is to tap that out. Usually a screwdriver will do it. We'll try it. A little C-clip. That's what you're after. And there's 4 of them. I'm gonna shut you off. I'm gonna get them out, then we'll proceed on. Well, all you need is something to drive this with. I know you normally wouldn't drive on an extension, but this one here, as you can see, I made it into a universal. I was in the oil field and in a hard spot, and I didn't have a universal, so I ground that round so it would act like one, and it worked. That's all I got to say about that. Oh, little girls are dry. So, almost there. There we go. Yeah, that cap there looks all right. But had some others that weren't, so that's usually the way though, only one of them goes. Yeah, let's see if I can get that to start back. Yeah, we got that first one out. And we'll see if we can get this down a little ways. Boy. Maybe we better go direct here. That's still missing. Wow. I don't even want to move. Oh, that one moves. Beautiful. Oh, that one moved low. Good. Don't know if that stuff's any good, but we'll... So anyway, I did a bunch of cleaning off camera. They came apart hard, I'll tell you that. They just tip in like so. Start that cap. Put that one in. Put this one in. So they're both started. And then I like to squeeze them together with a vise. And, you know, finish it up with a hammer. But this way you don't knock anything loose as far as those pins. You get thrashing on them. Sometimes you knock them pins and they go where they don't belong. I say that and it don't feel right. It feels to me like I got one frigged up in there. I got to take that side off. See what happened. I might have knocked one over. Sometimes that happens. I'll be back. Well, I picked it off with the vice grips, and it was just couldn't get the needles to start. And it's always better to err on the side of caution. This oh, that feels better. But we'll see if we can get the C-clips in. See how tight they're gonna be. That's the big. Boy. That went right in tight. And if you wrap it right here, it will draw everything right back and it'll put it tight against the C-clip. Beautiful. Now, you gotta get this one in. Looks like it should go. this old drive shaft's old enough that it probably isn't far off from being replaced. Oh, look at that. Fits beautiful. Both clips are in all the way. So now, just repeat it on the other two pieces. Now let's see here. I guess I'll go this route here. So anyway, once you get them in so you know the needles are going to be right, well, I guess what we'll do here is, let's see there. That'll go. Put that right in the clip, in the groove, tap it in. We've got to tap in the other side. Boy. Well. See what happens. Now. This last snap ring there doesn't want to go in. Now let's see here. For some reason, it almost gives you the idea that this old axle might have been abused at some point. Well, that one's in. They're in. Oh, they're a little stiff. that's better. Oh yeah, much better. Now one thing I'm not sure of, this takes a little tiny grease button, and I'm not sure if that will go in or not. We're going to put her in and find out. Yeah, let's see. I need a better screwdriver. This one ain't worth a shit. It ain't quite big enough. Yeah. Now we got to clean up the spindle. But there was one more thing before I put everything upstairs. That's this seal right here. So anyway, that's a spacer that goes in there. And then I'll put some grease on this here when I assemble this later. That little seal goes like that. I don't know if that's right. Huh. I gotta go look at a schematic. Actually, that thing fell off and I weren't really wanting it to. Yeah, I think that's how it goes. I'll have to look at the other piece because the rest of it's in the spindle. Anyway, I'll go wash it out and I'll take a look at it. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes, but I'll don't swear to it. So anyway, everybody, this right here is what's required, and it locks onto your gun. Kind of a simple thing. Just slide it on, put it on like that, and we should be able to grease it now. This isn't my good grease gun either, so. Of course it, I think it's probably full, because it's going some hard. But yeah. So that's ready to take upstairs and put in. So we'll go on up and get set up upstairs. Okay, this right here is the hardest part of the job. Is to put this axle back in without letting this end of it here get down into the dirt that's in that axle tube. Goes in just like that. Come on. Of course, you got to get it started into the splines. Yes, sir. Undo it. There we go. Okay, you got to make sure that seal is in there. Now I got to go get a little grease, because you want to make sure this is greased good. And when I put the back of the spindle on, I'm going to pull this rag out, and I want to make sure that that's filled full of grease. And then the assembly will start. We've actually done the hard part. Yeah, that's good. That's all. That'll push right in there now. There she goes. Now, once we get this on, this snap ring will hold it out. Because it's probably in there a little far. I don't really know where in there it runs, but it takes care of itself. So I'll be back in a minute. I just tightened up them 6 bolts. I'm not sure how much of that last one came on, because I just went to turn it on. I realized that it was on photo instead. And goddamn GoPros are a pain in the ass sometimes. But anyway, they do take good pictures when they're working right. These bearings are right full of grease, and it's still red like it was originally. So I'm not going to repack them today. I packed these only 20,000 miles ago. There we go. And put that locking washer on there. So these are made with two locking washers. You have your first washer that goes in to keep the race from turning on your nut. So this one will go up against that one, and the tab, of course, is in this slot, in that keyway. Whoop, what did I just drop? Well, that was that snapper. I guess I'll have to go to the wash sink with that. Yeah, I didn't take that burr off, did I? That's all right. This one don't have to be that tight. That's pretty good. Next, we put in the second locking tab, which the tab is right there. That tab will slide right in under that nut. It should. Like everything, you need 2 hands to do this stuff half the time. There we go. And then this nut here is the outside one. I'll go right in and lock all that stuff up. It's just a jam nut. And you don't want to kill that first nut either, because there's some slop in these threads. Not a lot, probably only 4/5 thousandths. But you got to remember, when you go in with this nut, it's loading everything else in, so you're actually tightening your stuff more. Put the nut on there, red socket. Come on. Damn thing don't want to turn here. What the hell? Yeah, I get that damn ratchet turned over now. So anyway, this one wants to be brought right up pretty tight. And that's a little tighter than I'd like. So, to loosen it up at all, you know, you got to get this one right out of the way. I'm going to loosen it just a skosh. That's good. The nut came out with it. Problem is this big lock washer here on the outside is so damn big that it's hard to get in by it to loosen that at all. Come on. Yeah. That's plenty right there, just to... I just walked the side of the screwdriver onto it. Like I was talking about earlier. Sometimes, you know, it's just easier to do it that way. There we go. Now we'll try this again. feels good. We'll see if this snugs it up. I only backed it off about 1/8 of a turn or a little less. That's a little better. Well, I'll tell you, this ratchet's a miserable thing to... That'll run. So... The next thing we put in is the hub. And that's all well lubed. Got plenty of grease on it. Wipe some of that grease off there and put it around here. Come on. And that just goes on like so. You know, there are some people that they put sealant and stuff on here. I don't know if you need to or not. If I was going to go in the water, I guess I would. But this is pretty much a fair weather rig. So, I never have. There we go. So anyway, I'm going to bring you back in a minute. Now, we got the axle's in too far, which I thought it might be. So if we go back here, you should. Of course, it'd be easier if I could see what I was doing. Hang on. Yeah, we gotta just pry the axle out. There we go. Oh yeah, groove's right there. So you just pry the axle out if it's in too far. There we go. Beautiful. That's in all the way. Now, that hub goes in just like so. And we just take the Allen wrench and tighten these up. And then, of course, you've got to set your brake drum on. But pretty much self-explanatory. Yeah, so anyway, we got one side done. One side to go. I don't think I'm going to do it before we go on our trip tomorrow, because the other side ain't popping yet. But I did buy the universal for it. But anyway, I'm going to call this a wrap, guys. I hope it helped somebody. I know Carol said supper was ready the last time I was in, which was about 15 minutes ago, so I'm going to shut the camera off and we'll call it a day on this video. Hope you enjoyed. Don't hesitate to subscribe and hit the thumbs up if you like it.